Fustercluck, live from the Bulletproof Music Studios in Hazlet, New Jersey. And let me tell you about this place. This place is everything. You have live events here. It's a recording studio. It's a music store. It's a place for lessons. And when you walk into Bulletproof Music Studios, you step into inspiration. And that's the truth, man.
And a Corey apple?
Yes, it can core an apple. Maybe we can say something about scuba diving.
Oh, my goodness.
Anyway, we are your hosts, Franco Frassetti, Steve Keller, and I'm Paul, the Comedy Tornado Veneer.
That is Paul. That is correct.
And what do we have? We're going to do a top 10 list.
We're going to do a top 10.
We're going to do a top 10 list like we always do. This is going to be top 10 songs by sales all time.
Burl Ives, White Christmas.
Well, it's not Burl Ives, it's Bing Crosby, but yes, that's number one.
It is really? Okay.
It's not Burl Ives. Burl Ives is Shoe
No,
Fly,
I like
Don't
Burl Ives'
Bother
version.
Me. Burl Ives is Holly Jolly Christmas.
Oh, but that's my other.
But it was Bing Crosby. White Christmas is number one.
Why
got
must
a
you
question. I
embarrass
have a
me in
question.
front of my
Yes, he
friends?
has a question.
Can you please keep that list out of my eyesight?
Well, I'm trying. Go ahead.
I just seen the whole list.
Go ahead. Okay.
I guess that counts me out.
No, go ahead. You can guess. Go ahead.
All right.
We want to get through this. Go ahead, guys.
The soundtrack to Vibes, starring Jeff Goldblum and Cyndi Lauper.
No. You come up with the most obscure stuff.
MOD?
No MUD, no.
Top 10
By
according
sales.
to sales.
By sales. White Christmas was
Could it
number
be an album or a song?
a song.
Okay.
Oh,
So
Top
song.
10 songs.
don't really relax.
Beat
You're
it, says
embarrassing me.
John, the producer.
Beat It?
definitely
No,
Michael
Beat It's
Jackson.
Not in there. Beat It's not in there.
No?
There's no Michael Jackson.
No Michael Jackson.
No Mike Jackson top. Well, there is in a way.
Oh, the Jackson 5.
No.
ABC.
No. Think about it. That a whole bunch of famous people did together.
Oh, We Are the World?
We Are the World,
We
number
Are the
7.
World.
Think of a Christmas song you hear every year.
Kill 'Em All
By a woman.
by Metallica.
By a woman. Oh, Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas is
Is you.
number 10. That's number 10. What did you say?
Metallica.
No, it's not Metallica. No, you got to think by sales. They don't, the heavy metal
Oh,
they
I-
sell millions and millions and millions.
What?
They sell a lot, but they're not in the
Well,
top 10.
and also not singles.
That's I
You
forgot.
got to think more poppy because more pop stuff sells.
Oh, Madonna.
No, there's no Madonna, thank God.
Good.
Candle in the Wind is in there.
Oh,
Number 2. That's number 2. That's the second one, the one he did for Princess Di.
Oh, with Princess.
The one for Princess Di when he redid it. That's number 2. Here's one that they give credit to the first rock and roll song. I don't believe it is. I
Rock
believe,
Around the Clock?
yes, by Bill
Bill Haley in the Comets.
Bill
All
Very
right.
good. That's number 5. Here's one by Mungo Jerry.
Oh, in the
And
summertime?
that's number 3, believe it or not.
Really?
I would never expect that to be in
3
the list.
Christmas songs in the summertime.
Yeah.
All right.
Now one by Whitney Houston.
Again, I Will Always Love You.
I will love you.
and
number
that's a
4.
Dolly Parton song.
Yeah, well, she wrote it, right?
Yeah.
That's
You
number
know
4.
know who I'm thinking? The Ink Spots.
Good one. I did. If I didn't care.
Were you peeking?
We got to get through the list. Let him peek. One more.
One more.
Number 9. It's done by Celine Dion.
Oh, My
Is it
Heart
in
Will Go
English
On?
or
Heart Will Go On from Titanic. There you go. That's the top
All
10,
right,
folks.
top 10 list. Yeah.
Now,
What we got in today's episode?
we got something in the base, right, Steve?
We got something in the base.
Ooh.
And we have, we also going to have Franco debut. Franco Frassetti is directing some videos. And are we
Yeah.
not?
Yes, we just.
We're not talking about the porn, right?
No, that's in the
Okay.
past. Make sure. Sorry. Anyway, no. And my mom had to retire, so. So anyway, Ripped, Steve Keller's band. We've been shooting a few videos. Shot right here at Bulletproof, and then we went around the lovely state of New Jersey and the better state of New York to go and finish his videos. So you're going to see one later.
That's
Good.
fantastic. I'm
can't
really
wait.
looking forward to
Which
that.
song? Which song?
We have 2 in
We have
production.
two.
Right.
So probably Down and Dirty.
Oh, good.
Yeah, probably
I'm in
Down
that
and Dirty.
video.
Yes, you are.
Oh, goody. I get to
But
see
you know,
it.
we got something in the base, as Paul said.
Yeah, what we
And
got, Steve?
We've got coming up today.
Whoa.
Johnny
Johnny
He
Z.
wrote the book, Heavy Tales,
Oh, that's going to be a great
the
interview.
metal, the music, the madness.
Yeah.
And I've read this book. Oh, my goodness. I actually, I've been to his store. Started off as a flea market in Old Bridge, New Jersey.
You were a little kid. You were 14.
Yeah, I was a little kid, man. My dad would drive us in a Ford Falcon convertible. We'd make our way to Old Bridge, and I would browse the music I couldn't afford.
Well,
a little
did you?
kid.
Is that the story you told me you used to steal from?
Who?
You used to steal from a record store. Is that the
No,
one?
I didn't. This is a fictitious show sometimes, but this is the real deal.
And that's going to be a great
Johnny
interview.
Z.
That's going to be a great interview. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, big fun.
Yeah.
Big
So
fun.
we'll be back with Fustercluck in a little bit right after this.
All right. All right. And we've got coming up momentarily Jonny Z, Heavy Tales, the metal, the music, the madness. Jonny Z, if you don't know, you're about to. He's been the mastermind, the king of thrash behind Raven, Anthrax, Metallica, King's X, Mindfunk, just my favorite locals, TT Quick. Mark is now an Accept, if you know Mark Tornillo. This is the man right here, John Zazula, Jonny Z. And where can we find his website?
Well, other than Amazon or Audible, you can go to John, JONDAZULA, johnzazula.com, and he has a soft-covered and a hard-covered book available, and both are signed by him. I read that book. It's enjoyable, and it's interesting to speak to the man that took all my money as I was in high school, and all I would do was go and buy CDs and LPs and spend all my money. So
You couldn't buy milk at school.
buy milk. I needed to buy CDs.
That's funny. And here we go. And we are being joined by the legendary Jonny Z. Johnny, how are you, man?
Okay, how are you guys doing there?
You know, there's so much to cover and so little time, but I want to start with what's most recent. I'm very sorry about the passing of Marcia, as we all are. How are you holding up?
Hanging in there. You know, 42 years apart now. It's a big deal. It's a lot to lose, but and a love of my life. But you know what? You got to go on. And God is good, and she's with God, so I have no problem.
You have a guardian angel looking over you now, Johnny.
I think I've had a few. Now I got a big one.
Well, together, you and Marcia certainly did build a dynasty out of a little flea market, as you wrote about in Heavy Tales. So I've shopped at Rock and Roll Heaven when I was a kid, and I met you. I wouldn't expect you to remember that. I imagine Anthrax was right behind me or right in front of me.
It's very possible that the store Rock and Roll Heaven, all the big stars now were little kids then, shopping for their heavy metal and looking for their surprises from Europe. Yeah. They were all in the store, and if you went to the store, you met them. You know, they were there just like you were there.
I have a question. I read your book last night. You were dealing with kids, basically. I mean, now they're all adults. So have any of them come up to you lately and told you, like, they didn't know what was going on back then and they didn't know what you went through at that time?
Oh, yes. And I'd rather not give the names of the people, but they're very famous. And some are more famous than you could ever imagine. That came to me and said, Johnny, you know, sorry, we didn't know. You know, the way, you know, because I was treated pretty brutally and intensely in those early days. People expected everything from me. I was the mother, father, sister, brother, everything to these people.
Right.
And in our age now, everybody's come clean, pretty much, about their ways and beings and what they were like. But nobody regrets what their childhood was like, because you know, these were all thrashers in their young ages. I mean, and they remain thrashing, some of them today.
Yeah, I was at the Roseland show where your 3 acts got signed. So I was on the outskirts of your scene. I was one of the fans. Very exciting times.
I have a question for you, Johnny. When you, at the time, when it all started, were you conscious of what was going on or whatever?
Well, I was making it go.
Right, that's what I mean. So you were conscious, a conscious
I was
decision.
fueling it. I was the rocket fuel. I knew exactly what was going on.
That's good to know.
I didn't know it would become, or I did know it would become what it is today.
Right.
I had a very clear vision of what was happening.
That's good to know.
Was there any time that you decided that this was just the end of it? You just had enough of everything, didn't want to deal with it anymore?
Well, in the 2000s, late 1990s, with all the grunge and all that happening,
Right.
I got really tired of it. And I got tired of listening to grunge. I got tired of thinking that I may have to put out that kind of music. I got tired of trying to find another Metallica, Testament, Anthrax, you know what I'm saying? Ministry, Mindfunk. I mean, how many things could you find
Right.
to King's X. You know, how do you find something to top King's X?
I loved King's X.
Very tired.
I love King's X.
You know, out of all the bands, TT Quick was the one that I really dug. The hard rock and TT Quick.
Well, TT Quick were a great band, one of my favorite bands. And Child of Sin is an amazing song that really should have taken off. But, you know...
It got lost in all the metal, I guess.
Excuse me?
I said maybe it just got lost in all the heavy metal around.
But if you read the book, it'll tell you all about TT Quick.
Yeah.
TT Quick were in the middle of a real clusterfuck. Excuse the language, you could change it.
We are Fustercluck.
Well, our show is called Fustercluck, so you can say that.
We're in the middle of a huge Fustercluck. And the forces of nature really gave them a hard time, and they didn't get where they deserved, and they surely deserved it. Good places in life.
Yeah, yeah. You know, one thing upon reading the book, I realized that I thought a lot of things that weren't true. Just your legacy or your all the rumors. I just learned things. Your book spells it out. I knew everything wrong. So I mean, your book is very
What?
like well, it's very cool the way Anthrax and you parted your business relationship and kept your friendship. But it also tells a few stories how it wasn't friendly like that. You know, where I thought everything was above board. Maybe you sold a contract. It wasn't always your choice.
Well, you have to realize that Anthrax and I and Marsha worked together for 11 years.
Right, which is a long time in rock and roll.
That's a long time to manage a band.
Especially in music, yeah.
And a long time for me. And at the end, things would have to part because they're played out.
Yep.
Right.
And Anthrax and Zazula's were played out by the end. We've had it with each other. Not really on an emotional level. We didn't dislike each other. We were just tired of each other.
Right, right.
And each other's bull and malarkey. So we had to part. It was the right thing to do. They had to go find and see if there's somebody better than me. And we know what happened over those 7 years after. And I had to just go into a world without them because I was just tired.
Yeah.
Very tired I was at the end. In 2000, I think 1 or 11. I forgot what year.
Okay.
But I had it.
Yeah. A lot of people don't realize in rock and roll, in the music business, 1 year is like 5 years for a normal person. I mean, you live so much in 1 year. It's so...
And the emotional strain is very hard.
Yeah.
Very hard for a manager who's trying their darndest, who's trying their darndest to get a band to the top.
Right. Right.
It's not easy.
Especially those days.
And you know, I always had to chase Megadeth. I always had to chase Metallica. I always had to chase Slayer. And I always had to explain to them, hey, man, you know, they're ahead of you. What do you want me to do?
Right.
What can I do?
Right.
Yeah. Trying to keep the kids in line, right? There's a little jealousy here and there.
And you got different personalities.
Well, it was whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, one fun fact I got from the book is Billy Milano named Testament. I never would have even guessed.
By the way, I don't discuss Billy Milano whatsoever.
Oh, okay.
Okay, move on.
Fair enough.
But
you know what we should discuss? Where we're broadcasting from. Bulletproof Studio.
This is
right in the
place.
lobby are several of your gold records.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I read John's Crossing is in your book. What a band.
Yeah.
Well, John's Crossing's in my book. There was a really nice period of time where I got involved with this character by the name of John Albino. And John and I, you know, John was much further along on the spiritual path, but I have been on one myself.
Right.
And it was very refreshing to talk with John and get his take on what's going on and how he looks at some of the things I have thought about in the past. So what happened was John and I had an idea. Basically, it was both of us to take some of this and put it to John's great music. And the first album, pretty much I hung out with him through the whole process. And it turned out fantastic.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much my involvement. I still talk and I'm great friends with John today, but I've moved on from everything, from all kinds of music. I haven't moved from God,
Right.
but I've certainly moved out of the music realm because other than this one group I've discovered in New Zealand, which I see people already onto their tail about, there's nothing that really blows my mind out there. And I don't have the strength anymore at almost 70 to really go chasing bands. Other people do, I don't.
Right. Now, one group I really like that's around and very different, very unique, is a group called Walk on the Earth. Walk on the Earth.
Really?
Very unique. They play a lot of instruments. They do songs. They're just different. I mean, you just look on YouTube, Walk on the Earth. Very incredible, different.
I'll look it up. And you look up Alien Weaponry.
I love Alien Weaponry.
Yeah,
Oh my! I think they're actually coming on tour.
Well, you know, it
very
took
shortly.
a lot for us to get together. A couple of false starts. We had a little bit of an issue this morning. I want to thank you for joining us and being
Definitely.
patient with us.
Yeah.
But I'm not cutting you off. Is there anything you would like to discuss before
anything
we
you want to
say
bring
goodbye?
up? Yeah.
Well, I'd like to say everybody treat each other like you'd like to be treated and follow the 10 Commandments. That's all I want to say. If I could get any message out,
That's great advice.
it has nothing to do with music. I'm sorry if I said that
No.
on a regular show.
No,
That's
All
great.
right.
We believe
This
it.
is
We
for you.
believe
This
along
is-
with it. We
yeah,
believe
this is
it.
your segment.
And we agree with you.
Yeah, Johnny, man, I really appreciate
Thank
your
you
time
so
with us.
much.
And if there's ever anything you want to talk about, please reach out. And can I tell you one quick story about how when
Don't
I was
forget
at
the
your
book.
flea
Yeah,
market?
go ahead.
Don't forget the book.
I think, and this is,
I have 9 minutes.
oh jeez, then let's go back to page 24. No, when I first met you, I was probably 14 or 15. My dad drove from Kearney, took the family to the flea market in Old Bridge. And I was in your store. I probably had about $3 in my pocket. And you had these cabinets around the booth, and there was a lock with a switch, and an Alice Cooper poster was on this cabinet. And I'd never seen this poster before or since. I'm a big collector of Cooper. So as a kid, I said,
Good.
"Is that for sale?" And you said, "Yeah," and you named a price. I said, "But there's a hole in it because of the keep spot." You said, "Either you want it or you don't." So that was my memory of you up until now. Now this is the memory of you.
Yes.
All right, that's good. Yeah, I'm a hard-driving businessman, right?
Oh yeah, it worked.
How much did you pay for the poster? Did you buy it?
I couldn't afford it.
You got $3, dude. That wasn't enough.
Oh,
Says the guy who saw Alice Cooper 75 times approximately.
oh my
Concert.
God, I feel sorry for him.
What, Alice has
But
a
I do
stalker?
But I will disagree with you and tell you that Killer is my favorite Alice Cooper album.
There you
Well,
go.
I agree with you.
Not $1 Million Babies.
Well,
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%. Not only is Killer his best album, Killer is almost the best album from anyone.
It is. It's a great album. When I got married, my first marriage, I had a pile of Killer albums under my arm, and when I went down the aisle, I passed them out to the audience.
Oh, that's funny.
Wow.
That's
You know
funny.
what? To go a little deeper into Killer,
That's
I
funny.
think Killer is a better album, but Love It to Death has a couple of better songs. Just the album itself is better on Killer.
Hey, that's, you know what? All I know is I played it 1,000 million times and still do.
Yeah.
And it's the one. You know, anything with Under My Wheels is under my radar. You know.
Yeah. Well, you know, if you see Alice,
You know, watch out for now. I'd like to bring back, if I had any strength at all.
What's that?
I'd like to bring back Mind Funk.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
That was a group song by Epic.
Yeah.
It sold almost 150,000 records and got dropped.
Amazing.
Now anybody'd
they
be
didn't sell
happy
them
to sell that. You know.
Probably the one of as a tax write-off. That's
Wait,
what
was
they
that the
did.
band where you threw the masters that cost you $100,000 into a dumpster?
No, that was Newt Swirl.
Oh,
Nude
Nude
Swirl.
Swirl.
I met them outside
That's
of a
great.
show
Can you
in New
imagine
York.
throwing
Handed me a
$100,000?
cassette.
Phone's ringing here, and I have no idea how to turn it off.
That's all right. We love your wall. We love your
Thank you
records.
so
We love
much.
your career.
Get the book.
Get the book. Johnny
Get the
Z.
book.
Get the book.
All right.
Thank you, Johnny, Z.
we love you,
Thank you,
man.
Johnny.
Thank you.
We'll be right back to Fustercluck.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, man.
Hey, Franco, Killer here. We stopped for the booze and picked up the dancers, I mean actresses. Problem is, we made a left at Albuquerque and got a little lost. We're out of beer and tequila, and all the party supplies are gone. The actresses are sleeping, the band is raging. You got to get this video out there as is. Hopefully the footage of Bulletproof is enough. Peace.